we live? Okay. Om Namo
Yeah,
Bhagavate
moment.
Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadatikam Sri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauramani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Come on, everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
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 Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare,
Hare, Hare
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 Rama,
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 Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Okay. So very clearly, okay, the chat is open, so I'll still wait for you all to drop in a message on what paraphernalia will be a topic of discussion. You will be wondering why we are talking about this, and I will tell you by the end of the session why we are talking about the story of paraphernalia. Prior to that, do you recall what chapter we'll be starting today?
30th chapter.
Chapter
Yeah,
30,
I know, but chapter number, not the number, the topic.
description by Lord
Description by Lord
Kapila of
Kapila of
adverse
Kapila,
fruitive activities.
So, yes.
Description of Kapila of adverse fruitive activities.
Okay. So this chapter, while, when I was reading it, I felt, okay, why so important? But then one thing I know is some of these chapters, especially even in Bhagavad Gita, we'll have some shlokas, and in Bhagavatam, this is a chapter which is very, very important for us. Every time we struggle in our material life, I think typically most of us here are struggling with grahastha life, right? I think it's important we read this chapter time in, time out, because we will know how important it is for us to look up to Lord and to go back to Godhead. So while in a normal day, this is going to be a very tiring, or even at times, a very familiar chapter in terms of information. But truth be told, that this is something which we need to keep hearing again and again, because this reiteration is required, because we all know I'm not the body, I'm the soul. But what we don't know is that how far we can actually convert this knowledge, which is jnana, into vijnana, just practically applying this knowledge, right? So this is something which, I just thought I can tell. So if you remember the previous chapter, we were talking about something. So there are a lot of questions which Devayuti asked him, that is Lord Kapila, but there were topics related to time. So can you tell what are all time, which was defined in the previous chapter? And we'll also see how time plays an important role. So is my question clear? Time. So, can you define time in your own language?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Supreme Personality of Lord Himself. And
Yeah.
as a super soul, He is residing inside, and as time, He is residing outside. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So very nicely.
The interaction of the three modes of material nature also, as we had read earlier in
Very nice.
10th
First
chapter.
is time is Krishna. Very nice. That is Kala is Vishnu. This is the third point. And it is driven by three modes. Very nice. Right? So that.
Unchangeable and limitless.
Sorry?
Unchangeable and limitless.
Eternal.
Unchangeable. Very nice. Eternal.
Eternal.
Very nice.
Eternal.
Eternal, unchangeable.
Time is relative to
Time
different
is relative.
planets.
Very nice. Some
Time
hard.
transforms. Time transforms.
Very nice point. Time transforms. All the points are excellent, of which the third point, which Chitra Mataji said, is Kala is Vishnu. That's the third point, which is right. Time transforms is what is the first point, right? So our time transformation actually happens in our body. Honestly, if I show a childhood photo and if you've not seen, tell me how many of you would actually recognize that's your childhood photo. If you've never seen your childhood photo and someone brings that right in your face, right, and shows it to you, do you think we'll really be able to recognize that?
No, difficult.
Oh, Mataji, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Priyadarshini Mataji gave a very honest answer. Actually, no. Because we have been seeing the picture of our childhood, because I've seen one thing. My mom, whom I have lived through my entire life, right? And I've seen her from ever since I was born. When I saw her childhood photo, I just could not recognize her, right? And that started my thinking, telling that my own mom, I've been seeing her ever since probably she's 20 years, but 10 years prior to that, like when she was 10 years old, that picture I could not recognize, which also means that our own photo, if we had not seen when we were five, I mean, our 1 year photo or 5 year photo, we won't be recognizing, right? So that is one thing. So gives time does not change, but it brings a lot of transformation, which means this physical body which you see, which you see, right? The death is also time. Now, so that is one thing. Kala is Vishnu. And what are the other things which time actually gives?
Time is the cause for
Destroys
creation
everything.
and also cause for
Everything. It destroys
destruction.
everything, Mataji.
Destruction. Very nicely someone told. Yes, things destroy is the second point. So body dies is one, right? Which basically time gives an effect on things to change, things to destroy. Third is Vishnu. Now, what could be the fourth point?
Time is the cause for creation also. Without time, creation doesn't happen, destruction doesn't happen.
Yeah, so sort of covered in the second point, Mataji. Destruction means creation should be there. So it's mutual. It seems how destruction happens. We think it's Krishna's will. That is true. But he also has a look at Lakshmi. And it seems Lakshmi Ma, right? This is from Sri Vaishnavam. What they said is, Lakshmi Ma, why does Krishna Vishnu take a long period after annihilation? Lakshmi Ma says, take a break. So she doesn't talk. She just says like this. And, Krishna listens to that. That is, Vishnu listens to it. And when she says, let's start, again, mother's heart is very soft. And immediately he starts creating, right? So how does he start creating? It seems just like how you have in the hospital and all, if they have to create a wine, right? So if any wine, right? For example, if they want to create a medicine for snake poison, anti-venom or anything, my dad used to tell, because he's a doctor, they used to preserve a small sample of that. And anything which is really required is that sample is used or it's used to multiply. Like that, Krishna also used to preserve a sample. Okay, and that job of preserving a sample, Krishna never used to do. It was left with Brahma. So each time creation, Brahma used to keep a sample set, so that's how it used to go. So coming back to the main point, so things get destroyed. So body dies, things get destroyed, which means material world, what you see, right? The mountain, everything gets destroyed. Not just your body, but your house and all that also gets destroyed, right? Kala is Vishnu. The one point which you all are, not even one person is saying. I used to believe this was applicable only for women, but later, after joining Krishna consciousness, Prabhu's also agreed it's common for both men and women. So what is that common? Which time can do? There are two things in common, but then largely what is one thing in common?
Aging.
Aging, yeah, that we told. Yeah. But that everybody will know. I would have never thought that men don't age. Obviously, men age. So I was just telling there's something which we were all, many women keep thinking this is applicable only for women, not for men. So fear. How many of you agree you all have fear?
Yes, Mataji, it's always there persistently.
We do
See,
have
if we say that we don't have fear, it's not true, because I'll tell you why. There has been some fear or the other which we don't recognize. For example, tell me honestly, How many of you all went to school out of love, or how many of us went to school because we were scared that mommy will scold or the teacher will scold? I went because my teacher will scold. All of you all went to school out of love?
Don't remember, Mataji, no?
Out of
What
duty,
happened?
Mataji.
No, Mataji.
It's out
Okay.
of duty we went, Mataji.
Out of duty, but then the duty comes from where? Out of fear. Right. So what if you don't do your duty? Okay, I'll give you another choice. If you're sitting at home and you have a lot of money and it can take care of your family, many of us won't be working. Agreed? Yes or no?
Yes.
No, passion is there, no, Mataji. How can you spend time? I mean,
No, I have
earning, of
so
course,
many
earning
ways
is
of.
one thing.
I will be sitting and taking more classes than going to office and
Of
spending
course,
my
that is
time.
there. Yeah. Yeah. Earning,
No,
of
I'm
earning.
telling you, this is for me, but I'm sure everybody has a different passion. Work is not necessarily a passion.
Yeah.
Someone who likes to wear makeup can wear makeup for 10 hours. Someone who likes to, watch movies, I'm sure can watch movies continuously for 5 hours, 6 hours. Yes or no? Right? So there are multiple ways someone will be able to manage time. Someone can. So it's not necessary that they have to manage time only by going to office. Do you all agree? That much you all will agree, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So this is one part of it. Then what? So fear. How many of? Okay, I'll give you another thing. How many of you were scared when you just got married on the day of wedding, even though you may have known the guy or the girl? How many of you all had that fear? We used to tell butterflies in the stomach.
Yes, Mataji, of course.
See, how many of you are scared when you give the presentation now? Oh my God, little bit of that touch.
Always.
All of us.
Yeah. So
Yes, yes.
why I'm saying, okay, so since you're scared, why are you still giving presentation?
Krishna will save
Because,
us.
yeah, so 80% of us are giving as duty. Balance 18% of us are giving because if we don't do our duty, the repercussions are going to be serious, or vice versa. Now you'll tell where Mataji 2%, 2% are the genuine people who are truly Krishna conscious, who genuinely do for duty, right? Otherwise, most of us are doing things out of fear. It could be any fear. It could be sadhu, it could be shastra. Right. Sometimes many times I fear even Namnishta Prabhu. It could be out of respect. But then if nothing is there, so if I'm not in, so very important to have a congregation, because if the congregation is not there, it is very unlikely that we may follow a process or thing, right? So this is something which I wanted to bring up. Prabhu, is the presentation ready? Because I'm not able to track it. So that is why. Mohandas Prabhu there?
It's getting uploaded, but it's taking some time.
No problem.
Shall I
No
start
problem.
sharing, Mataji, by the time? I'll share.
No, not now,
I'll
not
share.
now. You can just hold it. You can share, but
Okay.
afterwards, don't worry. I mean, I'll ask you. I don't need it. You can just keep it. You can share it. So now the point I was telling is the fourth one is fear. So if the boss is not going to question after COVID, I think everybody would love to work from home. At least the mothers would love to work from home. Why go to office? Sit at home, right? Haram say take care of the child and work. But why do we go to office? Because we have a fear. That we will lose our job or we will get masala dosa from the boss, whatever. And finally, I think is a point which you already told, annihilation. Okay, annihilation has two kind of effects. For materialist, something is annihilated. For spiritualist, something is annihilated. So what is the thing which is annihilated for a materialist? What is the thing which is annihilated for a spiritualist?
For materialistic, you'll
subtle
get the
body is
registrations.
Sorry?
You'll not get the
Absolutely. Material possessions are annihilated. Whatever he has, everything is annihilated. Fine. Then for a devotee also, something is annihilated. What is this?
Mataji, false
body
ego,
is
Mataji. False
Sorry?
ego.
subtle body is annihilated.
False ego.
False ego, Mataji.
No, false ego gets annihilated. We will go to Goloka Vrindavan. So annihilation does not,
body, the body.
Body is annihilated for
Material
both.
contamination.
Mataji,
Material
associates.
contamination. Almost. I think Priyadashini Mataji hit the nail very close. Samsara is annihilated. So at the time of annihilation, which is right, which is material contamination. So for a materialist, materialism itself is annihilated. Material things are annihilated. Whereas for a devotee, materialism, the samsara gets annihilated. So that is the job of the time. Now you will tell me who told you. I'm not telling, Krishna only is telling. Kalosti me. So if he's telling I am time, so what is he annihilating? He is going to actually annihilate. In case we are going to have another birth, what is the process of another birth? It means purification. What do you mean by purification? What is the understanding of purification? Someone tell me in one line, what is purification?
Getting rid of all
Coming
the
out of
anarthas.
Trigunas, Mataji.
Thank you so
All
much.
the anarthas are gone.
Removed all
All
anarthas.
the anarthas
Getting
from the
rid of all the anarthas. What is the difference between a sin and an offense?
Offense is
Mataji,
very grave,
offense,
Mataji.
Offense
happens knowingly, Mataji.
One has to undergo the punishment for the offense, whereas the sins can be, there is a kshama for sins.
Two things. Point is, one Mataji told sin does unknowingly and offense happens knowingly. Not really, Mataji. Sin, there are a lot of people who do sinful activities, right? You think they don't know. I have a feeling everybody who does sins definitely know. Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
conscious one
Right.
is subconscious.
A robber is doing a sin, right? You think a robber does not know what he is doing is wrong? Obviously he knows. And second thing is both will be punished. So it's very important to get that point very clear. So sin is in the material platform. Offense is in a spiritual platform, right? Which is why both will have punishment, but the repercussion of offense will actually hold your bhakti there. It won't let you grow. Now, both we may know or may not know. Sometime in an offense, you might not even realize that you've done. So all of us know about Prahlad, right? So Prahlad was actually praying to the deity. In the worship of deity and all that, and this is much after the war and all that, when he is grown up as a king, it seems, there's in the Purana, it is mentioned that there were two devotees who wanted to meet him. Okay, and obviously they were told to wait, and the messenger also gave the information. Prahlad told wait, but he forgot completely about the two messengers. He went on with his puja and all that. And then after that, there was a sudden shift in his thought. He thought, whom am I worshipping? Vishnu. Why should I worship Vishnu? Who is Vishnu? Oh my God, he killed my chacha, he killed my papa. So what am I doing? I am actually worshipping a killer. This was his thought for a while, which sort of really shook him. Really shook him. You'll be wondering, why did he get shaken by that? Because that's not Prahlad, right? But this thought made him think, what made me think like this? Right? This thought made him change the entire perception. What perception it changed? Can you hear me? So this particular
Mataji.
change, completely changed the perception of what, of whom. Entirely things changed.
His consciousness, Mataji.
So excellent. So his consciousness suddenly got like polluted, right? This is an offense. An offense can really take a U-turn. Now, knowingly he did, deliberately he didn't do. So he went and fixed it and it reversed. So the offense can be as bad as that. So the point which I am trying to tell is that it is very, very important that we understand the difference and try and make good. Both involves punishment, but to the extent of how much of punishment you will be taking, Hare Krishna. So that is very important. So this is the base which you need to know. So typically we saw time and we will continue to see time. This is one thing. And second thing is fear. Every one of us are in some fear or the other. Exhibiting, telling no, but we will continue. Right? So we are all sort of stuck in this family. Tell me one thing. If someone controls you, you'll know, right? I mean, most of you will know whether your teacher controlled you, yes or no? Whether you have a controlling teacher, you have a controlling parent. Which parent was strict? Who controlled you most, mama or papa? Each one of us will know. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? If somebody controls you, you will not know. Who's that? There is something which even spouse you'll know. You'll know deep inside that the wife is controlling you or husband is controlling you. You may not admit, but you will know to your heart. But there is one person who's controlling whom you will not know. Who's that?
Time, Mataji.
Very sweet answer. Time. Time controls you in such a way that you will never even know that time is there. Now, how many of us have enjoyed celebrating birthday? I've really enjoyed celebrating birthday. In the verses to come, we will know exactly how this plays a vital role, right? I'll try and wrap up the session fast and I'll tell the story. Somebody is talking, I'm not sure, so I'm just going to mute all. Mohandas Prabhu, can you just share the screen?
Yes, Mother.
Yeah. So this particular, as Prabhu is sharing the screen, I just thought I will tell you, they are talking about Kapila's adverse fruitive activities. Okay. This chapter has two parts. One is basically life and death of what happens to a materialist. Why we should know is because we should not be the materialist. So this is one part. His post-death experience, right? This is horror movie. How many ever people who want to watch horror movie, you will have the movie played tomorrow, which is 19th verse to 34th verse. That part, thankfully, I'm not there. 1 to 18 is the verse which I will be covering. Here they talk about mainly Graha Metis. Now, where we Graha Metis, a part of us, we would have been Graha Metis. Thankfully, we should read this so that this is not applicable to us now. But ideally, otherwise, if we have not come in the path of bhakti, this will be applicable. That thought we should be having. 1 to 3 verses talks about the power of time, which we saw, right? Typically, how it destroys everything, both animate, inanimate, right? Us, our body, material things, everything. And eventually, whatever he has got earned is going to be led to, typical lamentation. 4 and 5, we will talk about a particular satisfaction which everybody will get, right? And that is something which I want to really have a nice talk with you all. 6 and 8 is talking about what is the motivation in the family life. What is motivating you? What is their USP, which is common for all. USP should be special, but then this is common. 7, 9, 10 is, are we in constant anxiety? The answer is hell. And that anxiety will take us to hell. Actually, we are living in hell and it will take us to hell. And what happens to if you're unsuccessful in maintaining family, what happens? If you're successful, what happens? Both. How old age treats you. And with that, we will more or less pause. So let's, I request someone to read the first sloka translation. Is that okay?
Translation for
Yeah.
Mataji.
Yeah, before you start, I'm still waiting for you to mention or type the paraphernalia in the chat box, please. Because I want to tell the story. Nobody wants to hear the story. Yeah, start. Continue, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Tadvat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The personality of Godhead said, as a mass of clouds does not know the powerful influence of the wind, a person engaged in the material consciousness does not know the powerful strength of the time factor by which he is being carried.
Right. So the cloud, right? Raven clouds gets broken and moves, right? Like that, like a raven cloud. We also get. See, there is one thing about Bhagavatam is we know about Dundu Kari, right? Listening attentively takes us to Goloka Vrindavan. I know we will have disturbances in the family, but try and keep it mute because at least others' dedication we should not spoil. So that reason, sometimes even I unmute and talk, but I'm just saying, try and keep it and stay focused. So, so what happens is time factor is so powerful that it just hijacks us without our knowledge. How many of you all still remember your school days? Thankfully, Priyadarshini Mataji says, I don't remember, but I'm sure Mataji, you will also remember your childhood friend, your first teacher, the pencil which you used, right? The nice little shoes, nostalgic thoughts. Yes or no? Hare Krishna. Can I have some active participation, please?
Up to 4th standard, yes. You remember, but not after that.
Yeah, no, doesn't matter. But
Yes, Mataji, but not exactly. Not
that's okay. That's okay.
exactly. Yeah. A
But
little.
some vague memories, right? At least when we go back, you have that. So can you imagine so many years times have gone? Okay, forget about our life. All those who have children, right? You'll be thinking, oh my God, it is just yesterday that I held him or her in my hand and ran and dropped her in the school. But now things are happening ulta. It's time when she's holding you and running and taking, right? Have you not?
Yes, Mataji.
Right? It's like, I remember when I was sick, right? And my daughter was trying to manage me. And I remember what came in my mind is, when she was sick, when she was a small toddler, right? 3 months, 6 months, I still remember, carrying her and going. how things, like putting a seat belt, driving her, same thing, like sort of reverse. Time actually reverses. That is what I'm trying to tell. So when I was unwell, then she took the car, she took me, she put me in the car, and she's calling my husband, telling, Papa, come fast. We are traveling from here by train. So time factor, the reason I'm telling you is how things change, right? From somebody being a child and that child becoming a parent. There is a saying also, right? The son is the father of the man, right? So which means that he grows up so much and so matured, right? That means time really goes that fast. So this is the power of time. And this happens honestly unknowingly. Whether sins happen unknowingly, I don't know, but time really moves unknowingly, right? So it is very powerful. Obviously, that is Krishna. And basically, if you're in material consciousness, then you have no idea where the time has gone. Now, spiritual consciousness also you don't know, but at least we are spending for Krishna, so Krishna will know. Even for us also the time goes fast, but at least it is not wasted. So if you see Kurvan eveha karmani jiji visheshatham samah when jnanyate tosina lipyate narain. So basically Ishopanishad, right? I think 1012 second mantra, second or third mantra. It talks about time, and somebody's time, like Adi Shankara lived for 32 years, but there was value in his time. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how many years? What was his life?
48 years.
48 years.
48 years.
48 years.
Yeah.
24,
And Chanakya Pandit says that, boss, even 1 second, if you lose, you won't be able to get back. Right? And the analogy they've given is cloud. So this is very nice. And thanks to ISKCON, because it has told us as to how you can put the time in the right way, in the right, to bring it to use, right? That's the thing. Let's go to the second text, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yeah, please read.
Hare Krishna,
Translation, Mataji. Is it
Whatever is
translation?
produced by the materialist with great pain and labor for so-called happiness, the Supreme Personality as the time factor destroys, and for this reason, the conditioned soul laments. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, very beautiful shloka. Yam artham upadate dukena shuka hetave tam dunoti bhagavan puman chochati yat krite. So basically what happens is, when materials, whatever they produce, right, with pain, labor, for the temporary happiness, right? Obviously, we saw the third point, which is kala, time factor, right? Automatically destroys. And for that reason, the conditioned soul starts lamenting. So time, why we are lamenting, anyway, it's going to happen. Did any of you all feel that the house you built is permanent? 15 years, you need to redo the house. As soon as you finish your house, currently, if you see in 6 months' time, I'm seeing the new houses have cracked, right? Not because of course, the quality of construction is also bad, but even otherwise, what is happening is there's so much of road traffic and all that, right? So there's a lot of vibration and things are put off. So this is something which we have to understand. So the most important thing is destruction is inevitable, and people who are constructing materialist also know this. But because of the temporary happiness, they involve and invest so much of time, right? And conditioned souls, right? We all are grieving over things, and we put so much of efforts which we put for Krishna. I'll tell you one thing. How many of us have studied and struggled out of fear? The fourth point, from LKG till we are 20, that is from 3 years till 22 years, right? We now, UG does not carry value, at least PG, 22, 23 years. We spent our entire life studying. Yes or no? We will enjoy. I'm not telling that, but we spend time studying, going to school, 8 hours to 10 hours a day minimum. Yes or no? All of us.
Yes, Mataji.
With the hope that another 10 years or 15 years, we will be happy.
Yeah.
Right? If we are telling, can you spend 1 hour a day, whichever age, for spending for rest of our life eternally happy, we don't want to do it. Did you all notice that? I don't know. Suddenly, I just felt that thought. So many years of our life we have spent with a hope. We don't know whether we will get a job. We don't know whether we marry, we will still be able to work. Even if we are working, we don't know whether the boss will like our work. Okay. We don't know whether we can retain the job. All of this is true. Now, in spite of all this, we have put 20 years of our hard work of our life. Out of 100 years, I'm just taking 60 years because 40 years, you don't know what state. 30% of our life we spend with the hope that another rest of our life we will be fine. which is uncertain. But for something which is sure, eternal, guaranteed, we don't want to spend even an hour a day, right? Just give it a thought. But what happens is they say, right, even the time factor, right? Again, it's Krishna, it destroys everything. We also say even great walls come for a destruction, right? So big castles come to ground. I forgot the saying in English. If someone knows, you can tell. So typically, this is what it is. So time actually completely destroys everything. And this is something at the last moment will be flash of a life. We are talking about celebration. How many of yours, you all have celebrated birthday when you were young? Me and my
All
brother,
of
we
us,
got
Mataji,
3 years
hopeful.
apart,
Yes.
spent birthday together every day. What are we celebrating? I'm 1 year. I still remember one of the mentor was a pilot for my daughter. He used to tell, why you people celebrating birthday? We are 1 year close to death. And I used to feel weird. But now, after becoming, reading all this, I feel maybe he was right. Because we actually celebrating closer. See, in birthday, what do you get? Do you add life? Do you get one extra year?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Reduce
Honestly,
1 year every day, every time.
you actually celebrate if you get something, but we are celebrating now. After joining ISKCON, it was even more a shock for me. You know what? Celebration of death also. Birthday celebration itself, we feel it's weird. But here in ISKCON, right? Disappearance day is logically from a materialist language, it's called the death day, right? We celebrate, we have nice feast. Yes or no? Why do we celebrate disappearance day?
Because our acharyas, they go back to continue their Leela with the Lord, Mataji.
They go back?
To continue the Leela pastimes of the Lord. Their
Very nice.
service
They
with
go
the
back to
Lord.
Haribol. Very nice. Either to Goloka back or they continue their pastimes, right? So we celebrate their glory. How many of us had a glorious 1 year? Nothing, but we celebrate our birthday, right? If you go back and tell last 1 year what you did, I don't know, really to feel proud about our life, but then we still celebrate life, right? Basically, so we have to really worry or think about it. Now let's move to the next point. Yeah, Shloka 3, translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai. The misguided materialist does not know that his very body is impermanent and that the attractions of home, land, and wealth, which are in relationship to that body, are also temporary. Out of ignorance only, he thinks that everything is permanent. Hare Bol Mataji.
Right. So there are so many types of moha. We saw this in the 12th chapter. Do you remember? Sasa Jagriyanda Tamishram Mata Tamishramadibi Mahamoham Samoham Cha Tamaschanyana Vrittayahi. 5 types of ignorance. We are put in 5 types of ignorance, which we saw in the 12th chapter, verse number, I don't remember, but 3rd canto. So what is that? I am, first of all, relating myself to body, and we're going to see different illusions, this 2 broad categories of illusion here. So, but broadly, I'm thinking I'm the body, I'm thinking this is family. I am so much bewildered in that life, right? So that is typically types of moha which binds me with the body, which is temporary, but we think it is permanent. I still remember my mama trying to tell me that I don't want to die so soon. And even if I die, I want my wife to die because I don't know if she'll be able to manage her life, after my death. And my auntie comes and tells me, in case your uncle goes, can I stay with you? Because I think that will be a better idea than, because I have 2 sons, children are in US, because this is there. And I also think, so I can't obviously tell my mama this, but I was just thinking, while you're so much worried about your spouse, but the spouse has a different plan, but the irony is we have no idea who's going to die. Does anyone know between the husband and wife who's going to die? Trust me, nobody can guess. And I personally saw this with my parents, right? My mom was an asthmatic, and my dad always had I won't, sort of a fear and confidence about himself. Fear that my mom probably anytime she will die. And he was very confident nothing will happen to him because genuinely he was like a rock. Anything he eats, he will be fine. He was a doctor. He would drink from tap and he will tell us, don't drink from tap because your immune levels are low. But he never had blood pressure. He never had diabetes. He was perfectly fine. But there was one day he had a stroke and that's just brought him down. and we lost him. In spite of the best of doctors, in spite of the whole team of doctors, we had entire, because my dad was a doctor, he was like typically all the private doctors, government doctors, best of medicine could not save him, right? The reason I'm trying to tell is nobody can tell or decide who's going to die. And my husband also keeps telling, many times he will tell, Are, you will die only, give the property in my name only, because you might die right soon, because because I generally in the house, right, the women are a little more softer in the sense physically weaker than men. But that does not mean that the women will come first. You're understanding what I'm saying? Even medically, the death rate of women, I think they are older. I think we need the doctors to certify this. I think women live longer than the men or something, right? I read this many years back. If someone knows the data, maybe you all can share. I don't remember that now. So we just can't make any of these calculations, because this will only be theoretical calculation. Because Maya is creating this, thinking that it's permanent and, this is what it is. It's like mirage, right? You see a mirage. Analogy given is that in a desert, we see a mirage, but when you go close, it's water. Typically, right? But the permanent life, a Vaikuntha, right, is without miseries. Even if we feel there is no misery, we are actually not telling the truth. Anybody asks me, how are you doing? From childhood, I had the habit of telling great, because my mom said that's the best way to tell. How many of us have said great? We'll be smiling outside and deep inside we'll be bleeding. Some stage in our life we would have experienced this. Yes or no? Very, very hurt, but we smile and tell, I'm doing great. There'll be some people who will crib. I'm not even getting there. I'm talking about people who smile and tell we are fine. Maybe going through a lot of pain at some stage or the other. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Right?
Yes, Mataji.
So why do we need to have that pain? And many times we also think, do I deserve this? The answer is no. We don't deserve it. We don't deserve to be here only in the first place. In fact, this is not even our place. So why are we fighting with something which doesn't? Why should we? See, I'm not even getting into whether we deserve. You will tell, no, Mataji, we deserve it because we only invited it. Agreed. But why should we be in this place, right? When we have a suit next in Goloka Vrindavan, okay, and have paraphernalia, because there's an activity with respect to the paraphernalia which is going to link you all close. Hare Babre, not even one of you all have guessed. I am very hurt about the paraphernalia. Nobody has typed one message also in the chat, because this will tell, and I'll tell you when I'm telling about the story, how, Prabhu, you can go to the next slide, how important this role, will play, right? Will span out in Goloka, and what are all the things we should know? Like in the material life, you go to school, they will tell take pencil, pen. Then they will tell when you go to office, you carry a bag, book. So same way when we go to Goloka, we should know what is there and what we can't carry, but we can carry in our heart certain things, right? Which will be used. So that is something which, which I just thought I'll tell you. I need something on the chat. Paraphernalia. Come on, Subhamani Mataji, you're my starter. So start. Once you start, everybody will follow. I think there's one Mataji who actually guessed it almost right in the night. So I'll not tell her name now. I'll tell her.
Hare Krishna Mataji, we use every day, no?
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah. So now going to the fourth verse, can someone please read this?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation: the living entity, in whatever species of life he appears, finds a particular type of satisfaction in that species, and he is never averse to being situated in such a condition. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So this is another big thing, right? So the point is, there are two types of irrespective of, okay, before we get into the technical, I want to ask you, there is a dog in the street or a cat in the street, okay, street cat, street dog, whatever. Is it happy or is it, okay, is it happy or is it sad?
Happy only, Mataji. What is
happy? How many
sad
of you
because it has
happy
no
only.
master.
Happy in their own way.
They don't have a master.
Happy in their own way, sad. How many of you tell happy? Raise your hand. How many of you tell struggling?
They are always in the fear.
They're always in the fear. They are struggling.
Struggling.
Anyone saying struggling? Okay, happy.
Just like us, we are in a fear, so they are.
Okay, no. Okay, very nice. Okay, how many cats and dogs did you speak to, and how many of them told you that I'm scared, I am happy, I'm sad? How many senses did you all take?
They don't tell. Mataji, this is
Person-
Dukhalaya Shashwatam, so everybody is unhappy and sad. only and
That is
pleasant.
very nice logic. But how many dogs and cats, that applies to you and me as well. How many dogs and cats have we spoken to tell they are happy, they are sad?
No one, we have not spoken to anyone.
Mataji, they themselves do not know they are sad.
Beautiful
But the
point.
thing is,
They-
whenever they see someone, they wag the tail to please that maybe this becomes my master, this becomes master.
They have signals.
Mataji, they themselves do not know, I
They
guess,
don't,
they're
yeah, I
happy
got
or
the point.
sad.
Vrinda Mataji, what she told, they don't know whether they are happy or sad. But you people know that they are happy or sad. See the point. What I'm trying to tell is forget the spirituality part. This is not just with respect to the animals, but this is what we are guessing in life. All of us have this problem of guessing in life, in somebody's life. We just love to do it. We just absolutely love to do it, right? If someone is crying, the first thing we tell is, there is a problem with your husband. No. Mother-in-law. No. Okay. Immediately they will tell, oh, my God, then you have some other problem too. Because we just want to keep on guessing there could be no problem also. But you just because we just there will be problem, but the problem may not be that. But we are so much into analysis, right? If somebody, is sad and they would have been just sad. Next day they lose a job. It may be not connected also. We'll tell, no, she had a problem for a long time with her job. He had a problem for a very long time. You know what? There's a case or something going on. That is why I noticed a lot of tension in his face. He himself may not be aware of that. But we will, as if we are only like, three kada vibhutis, we will be making judgments. Honestly, tell me, you heard this or not? How many times we've seen, we've also been a part of all that pajalpa, right? As if this is going to happen and he knew it and therefore, he was sad, she was sad, all this bakwas we talk because we have that in our mind, right? So technically the living entity, species, whichever life it is, it's very, very happy. Example of that, can someone give me an example of they being happy?
Happy by attending the classes.
No, not spiritual. Irrespective of whatever species you are, with whatever life you have, we are talking about like a grasta. You have to go back to life. Forget about you being spiritual, all of you all. 5 years back, flashback. So any species, even a pig is happy, right? It'll be telling my baby pig, I want to get some hot stool for the baby pig, and I'm searching. That's how it is. Practically.
Getting satisfied, material desire getting
Yes,
satisfied.
Absolutely.
by getting money, by getting higher salary rates.
Yes.
Mataji, by desire getting
That is the
fulfilled.
analogy given.
Mataji, with respect to the material desires being fulfilled, it could be subtle
Yeah.
or gross.
Getting higher
When
position,
you-
getting promoted.
Any small desire fulfilled, you are happy. Any small.
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting a good facilities in hospital.
Even at the subtle
office.
level, Mataji. So
Yeah,
not
give
just
me an example. Give me an example.
if our wish is fulfilled, whatever we wanted to get fulfilled, if that is also done, then it is our win, I mean, we have won the battle that ways.
It is never a battle. Our battle rises.
I mean, yeah,
Our battle, it's never that we won
Now
the
I
battle. We'll never win a battle. I'll tell you, trust me. My ambition in life was in my MBA. There were two ambitions in my life, right? Going back to my flashback story. And everybody laughed at my ambition. The first ambition I told is both. I think you all should guess. What do you think were my two ambitions in life? One is very, okay, I'm not giving any clue.
To become a very good, successful businesswoman.
But why would people laugh if I tell that? They would be very appreciative of me. No, I mean, that's why I said MBA, right? So that is one. Okay, at least Subhamai Mataji has touched one point. Anybody else?
Because in MBA, it needs you to always be in the field.
Mataji, get a gold medal.
That place you have to be very
Gold medal.
active
Next.
in the field. So
Very active in the field. Very nice. So if I'd said all of this, they would have actually clapped. Actually, I told my ambition in life, one ambition is to become a housewife. Don't want to work. Sit at home. Cook for my husband. Everybody looked at me. Pagal hai. Imagine my college, my university at that time had half Malayalis, half Muslims, right? So I'm just giving you the background to it. Christians and Muslims, and that was a combo. Everybody laughed. Okay, they said, why did you study MBA? I said, what is it? Studies is irrelevant, right? That too, you have a background of, computer science also. What is the need to have a degree in computer science? Already contradictory education MBA, two different lines. On top of it, you want what's wrong with you? Okay. Second reason, everybody felt I was nut loose and everybody laughed, but for different reasons. Any guess for the second reason? Very relevant to all of us, all of you all as well.
I have many children.
That is still there, but thankfully I didn't tell that. They would have beaten me hard. My second ambition was to read Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So when I'm telling college, I was like typically 19, 20 years. Okay. Now, I really don't know till now what was so wrong that everybody laughed. Everybody in the class laughed. You know why? But the reason for laughing was two. All the Hindus around laughed at me, telling me they're hardly 19, 20 years. Yeah. What's wrong with you? Are you going to die tomorrow? Why you want to read Bhagavad Gita? This was a statement. The Christians and Muslims laughed, telling that, bloody, you're 19, 20-year-old. Yeah, still you've not even read Bhagavad Gita. Shame on you. The reason I'm trying to tell you is people laugh for opposite reasons. You get what I'm saying? And the reason I'm trying to tell you is people will laugh at you forever now because you have become spiritual for opposite reason. Okay. Now,
Yes,
same age. All of them are same age, and all of them college mates means all of them are MBAs. Still, the reasons were opposite. The reason I'm telling you is many times you will be laughed down for being spiritual. If you are in a materialist life group, and if you are in a spiritualist group, they laugh at you for being materialistic. If you do something material, so continuously we'll be mock that. But whatever we are doing, we'll continue to do with a tinge of spiritualism. But what actually pulls us down? That is what I wanted to tell. There are two energies. Okay, Maya. What are the types of Maya?
General internet.
Maya, Mahamaya.
Very
Yes.
nice. Thank you so much. Yoga Maya, Mahamaya. We know two categories of Maya, and I'm not going to ask you what is Yoga Maya, Mahamaya, but both are energies of Lord, right? Mahamaya, which is external energy of Lord, is also categorized into two subcategories of Yoga. I'm sorry, Maya. Anybody knows what it is?
Bahiranga Shakti. Mahamaya.
No, Bahiranga, Antaranga is the same thing. Yeah, it's there in the screen. Anyone who read this purport would have known also. It's called Avratima and Prat. So basically, you know the difference. I will ask you the question later. But before that, it's Avarnatmika and Prakshe. I could not even pronounce this word. Prakshepatmika. Yeah. Yeah. So this is something which I'm trying.
One will put into illusion, into Maya. The other will cover the spiritual energy, spiritual from you. It will not let you get into the spiritual part only. So both
Very
of them
nice.
are like.
They are like twin sisters, right? I will, you know, this rally, we will run in a rally and hand over the stick to someone. So they both do like that. So the first one is Avarnatmika.
Relay match.
Relay. Thank you, Mataji. Avarnatikma is something which will make us forget our true position, constitutional position. Dasa, dasanu, dasa. Right? So typically, Jivera Swarupa hai, Krishnera Nityadas, I will forget and do what? And therefore do what I don't know, but I've forgotten. I am the body, right? Now who takes over in the relay? Our Prekshek Atmika takes over. Okay. So the second phase takes 1 second. It'll be there in my Japa bag. It'll be there. Forget lock. I'll do later. Somebody has come. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So next is Prakshepatmika. So what is this Prakshepatmika does? Is very nice messages I'm getting. So now this one actually helps us to start believing what is not true. Example, my wife, I just told you, na, something which you can't even control. My wife should die before me, not because of anything, because my wife cannot live. Okay. And one side, sometimes my mom also keeps planning, you know, I too should die in the death. And if I die, you know, nobody should worry so much. You know, my body should not be, I keep telling, don't complicate life. As such, in a very genuine thing I'm telling, because sometimes when I hear these people's discussion, my friend keeps telling me, Arey, stay away from old people. It's not about old people. It's about the thoughts of people, young or old, we talk all this. And all of them tell that you only people speak a lot about death. I said, yes, we study Srimad Bhagavatam to live life as well as how to live life. But we don't plan our death. If you see what we plan is, we plan our destination after death. Do you agree?
Yes.
So there's a lot of difference. The reason I'm trialing is our entire 20 years of life, we have been fighting for what? To live another 20 years comfortably, right? That's what we spoke from 3 years to 20. Same way, another, let's say whatever life is left, right? 20 years of our life, 1 hour or 2 hours per hour, why are we focusing on? Not to die, but to think where I can go after death. And that's exactly what we can do. to also beat these two. And how to beat, I have a presentation which I borrowed from Radhesham Prabhu. So if I get a chance and time, we'll try and do it at the end. Yeah, we'll move to the next shloka. Meanwhile, let me just see. So beautiful messages. And Padma Mataji, you can't go wrong. You told the correct answer last night and you forgot. Vanamala, Vaijayanti Mala, fan, camera. I love this session. Flowers, bindi, makaram shape, crown. No, the answer is not here, but the answer was messaged by Padma Mataji last night. Now let's go to the next, Krishna. Next translation, Mataji. Next verse, 5.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. You continue, Mataji. Please read, Mataji. Please read.
The
Please read,
conditioned
Mataji.
living entity is satisfied in his own particular species of life, while deluded by the covering influence of the illusory energy. He feels little inclined to cast off his body, even when in hell, for he takes delight in hellish enjoyment. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Which is what I said, great. We all know. Now I'm just going back to the previous one, Avaratmika. There's something called Smashana Vairagyam, which means that in the burial ground, everybody takes a vow, telling that, oh my God, I think life is short here. It's high time, I at least focus, even the materialist, focus on my friends and relatives, focus on my time and energy on things which mean a lot to me. Everyone makes this resolution until they get back to their house. Yes or no?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the next moment they forget. Next moment they forget. Right? As soon as they come home, they forget about the friend, they forget about the relatives, they forget about everything. And they actually keep on to their routine. Right? This is the effect of the two Shaktis. Because this is exactly what it is. And this is exactly what is said here as well. So whatever hellish life, right? And this happens to all of us. There's a big fight in the house, right? When among the family, so I still remember when my daughter was young, right? For a long time among the relatives, right? We had one get together. This was after she grew. When she was like 10 years, we were, playing this game where we will tell the best of the person whom you like the most and all, that. So at that time, we had a very funny conversation. So my auntie used to tell that, Radhika, I noticed husband and wives fighting big time, but I've never seen you fighting at all with your husband much, right? This was a discussion. Are you having so much of patience? Okay. Actually, the answer was no. But, I gave a different answer. I said, for a child, my husband also was, and sometimes, and normally what happens is, the answer which I gave is, at the time of my marriage, when I got the child, I've thought there should be two people in our life. One should be an angel, one should be a devil. I chose to be an angel. Oh, my husband was so pissed off with that statement. But the point what I was trying to tell you is, the reason I'm trying to tell is, externally, spirituality had not given any change externally in me. But inside of us, there will be a lot of change. So inside of me, all the years, I used to be very angry. I would be very upset also. I'd be feeling like yelling. But then I used to think my daughter is seeing. If I yell also, no, then she will think, two people are fighting. Mama is also ghost. Why give that feeling to my daughter? Na? So that was my feeling, which changed. But the thought of trying to adjust and all never came in my mind. The thought of this word used to recur. So when I said this, everybody laughed. After that, I knew my tragedy. Okay, and everybody were telling that if I should also marry 2 times, 3 times. Remember, Lalita Mataji gave a nice example when we spoke about divorce one session. She said that, you can't expect the wife to be sati, but then if the husband is bad. She was making that statement, and I was also joking, telling that character is about yourself. It's not about the spouse. If you remember those conversations. But the fact is, it's not just a character, but it's also a personality, right? Our personality, most of the time, gets modified with somebody. Which is very true, which is why association is very important. And we choose prasangam, ajaram, pashan, atmayo, kavayo vidhu. Right? Why do we say that? Prasangam, ajaram, pasham, atmano, kavayo, saeva, sadrishu, krito, moksha, dwaram, apavatam has a logic behind it. When you're actually with a materialist, you think like the materialist, you behave like a materialist, you do like a materialist, wrong things also, and go to hell. If you're with a spiritualist, your chance to moksha becomes high. Theoretically, it might sound stupid, but practically you think, what are you doing in devotee association? We're only talking about Krishna. Right? Now, Krishna will be very impressed. Whatever they are talking, good or bad, doesn't matter. Talking about me, he will give us bonus mark. Yaman Raja will close the door for hell. See, all those in this class, whoever are attending, sorry, you cannot go to hell. Is that okay with you all? In case anyone want to visit hell, please exit the class immediately. Not possible. Is that okay? Huh?
Yes,
I
Mataji.
don't want to go, Mataji.
Nobody wants to go to hell, Mataji.
Nobody wants to go tell. Okay. See, no, I'm just telling you, no, teacher though has to tell the facts, no? So I'm just telling that scope is removed. So at least in that way, your hell is. So now imagine by constantly being in association. Association does not mean people below you. I form my own session, have some students, and it also means who's above you, whom you look up, whom you are with. All of that actually will actually open when you're associated. I was seeing Ratha Yatra, right? I was sitting with Namanishta Prabhu for hours together. I think 5-6 hours we were sitting and working on something. When you go to ISKCON Mangaluru, you will know what we were working on. More than that, in fact, literally, thanks, like coffee with, they say, right? Lord's, the wish with the Lord happens true, especially in Mayapur. Mayapur, first time in the sense I met him, but when Prabhu was eating, I was thinking I should serve him. But thereafter, many chances I got. But I never had a thought that I should always sit with him and eat. We were working so much that Prabhu said, we don't have time. So you bring your food, we will sit across the table and eat together. It's like people get very excited, right? Coffee with what the cine actor Amitabh Bachchan or Kapil, whatever. Like that, we were having lunch together. Imagine in Prabhu's cabin. But jokes apart or serious emotions apart, the point is we were talking so much. And I noticed while Prabhu was talking, he was working on some confidential files and all that. Constantly his system was on different Ratha Yatra. And Prabhu was laughing so much that I asked Prabhu, Jagannath, Ratha Yatra, he's telling, look how they are carrying. You know what? This is so heavy, you can't carry. They put wheel. Imagine they're going to drop it. He was so excited. I asked him, Prabhu, did you know Jagannath prior to joining ISKCON? He said, no. That also he laughed. Then, because the way he told was as if Jagannath was sort of born along with Namanishta Prabhu in the neighborhood. But can you see the Baba? So much of Baba, as if Jagannath was like his neighbor. So much of Baba came out from him. And I just realized throughout, and trust me, we were also working spiritually. It's not that we were watching a movie in that place, right? But in spite of that, in spite of working on the part of it, logistics part of it, and in fact, indirectly, you all were also a part of this working. I will tell you after things turn out. But then, because I don't want Prabhu to shoot me, because he was selling, this is so, he was keeping half of the stuff very confidential. Another half, you all will know shortly. Another half I will reveal when Prabhu reveals. But the fact is, Prabhu was telling this is so confidential that he was waiting even for his parents to leave. So that is when I realized, oh, confidentiality means so much, right? So now the point, what I'm telling you is throughout this is going on. Prabhu never realized there is no fan. Then I told Prabhu, the fan, no, so warm. He said, yeah. You switch on. So as soon as I go, I'll put the fan on. Even when Bhagavatam class is there, I'll go sit in front, then I'll look at the fan. See, look at the level of my mentality. Look at Prabhu's thing. He is sweating, working day and night, but then he's constantly, seeing, eating. Though he's listening to this, eating one side, listening one side, working one side, right? So this becomes the power of association. So what happens if you're like this? Imagine that the 4 hours when I'll be teaching, I'm focusing. Now, the time I was there, like literally like I think about 15, 16 hours, I was connected spiritually. So obviously, imagine the speed in which spirituality will increase. Of course, you will tell Mataji, Baba, you never had Mataji. Doesn't matter. I don't have to have Baba. Still, if I put 16 hours, Baba will come later. Right? The purity will be happening. Whether the, Goloka door opens or not, the purity, it'll be like fast track batch. Right? So that helps. So when you're with devotee association. So coming back to the main point, even when we are in hell, we will not know. We will take the hell. We'll move on to the next verse, Prabhu. So most of us, when we have, why I brought in the fight and all that is because each time when we are in argument, whether we argue or not, what comes in our mind? Pretty hell here. I don't even want to live with this kind of a family here. I'm done. How many of you all have felt at least once like that in your life?
Many times, Mataji.
Yeah. So when Prabhu tells me also, hey, in Goloka also, you will have husband and all. I gave a kummuda to him. I didn't talk because I was scared. I wanted to tell him though. I told, Prabhu, enough Goloka itself, I can't manage. Why you are giving one in Goloka? Goloka Krishna alone is enough. These were the actual words. And Prabhu understood. And ironically, why I'm telling you is this happens for us. But still we will live in that same hell. Even though so much I enjoyed, in 10 days, every day I'll be thinking, what time I'll go back home? What time I'll do? And tell my daughter, yeah, I'm coming. She's telling, I am not even there. Why you want to come? Enjoy there, no? which is a fact. But then why am I coming back? God only knows. So Krishna only has to answer because of our bodily attachment. Do you understand where the gap is? See, even though the things that you enjoy, ambition, but what draws you is all these Avaratika, Shakti, Pratyeka, Atmika, Shaktis are so powerful. 6th verse, translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, shall I read?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Such satisfaction with one standard of living is due to deep-rooted. Hare Krishna. Mataji?
Yes, please.
Such satisfaction with one standard of living is due to deep-rooted attraction for body, wife, home, children, animals, wealth, and friends. In such association, the conditioned soul thinks himself quite perfect. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we read this, right? These soldiers, temporary soldiers, right? We read this word. If you see, we were believing on these fallible soldiers. Now I remember the word, fallible soldiers. Where did we hear this word?
Second canto.
We learn in other chapters.
Right. Fallible.
10 to 2.
For the fallible sailors, we are trying to fight. We understand in Krishna Loka also. That's why I brought in the story. We have family, we have friends, right? This is a gang, right? How you are doesn't matter. So I always tell when I talk to the devotees, I said, going to Goloka is something which I'm very clear. Not me. I will make sure that at any cost, the students I will drag. The choice is yours. Whether you want me to be sweet and take you by your hand, or you want me to hold you by your hair and drag you. Because either ways I will do. Now, which one you want is your choice. Because that is a decision. Because Balram is driving, flight can't wait for too long, right? Because Prabhu has to, Balram Dahu has to go and fix a lot of work in Goloka also. So we cannot be wasting a lot of time. So, as I told, as a teacher, you know, either I will, in management, we use the word carrot and stick approach, right? And we in school had this concept called, I think in my previous generation had the cane. Okay, in my generation, we had what's called the chalk piece. You know what is chalk? If you're angry, they'll throw. Chalk pieces used to fly. Yeah, you know. But I always I've heard my dad telling that when they were small, they used to give, I don't know what you call this in English. They used to give one talk in the head.
Knuckle.
Knuckle, right? And also they used to pinch in the thigh. Okay. And I used to tell my daughter, I never had a chance to do all this, though I've always dreamt of doing it. But the fact is, all that wish of mine, you are very lucky and blessed that it's online. Otherwise, this wish of mine also I would have got fulfilled if it's an in-person class. Okay. So now coming back to it. So whichever way, the point is, idea is to beat Maya and go back, right? And why people are laughing instead of getting upset. And that's the reason I brought in this is because we're connecting each other as family. If you feel this is family, you will enjoy. If you feel this is not a family, then you will see me as a, very irritating teacher. But the fact is, I don't like, when students make mistake or something, or when my friends here in family, I don't get upset. I may get upset, but I don't get angry. I don't hold. Same way here, I don't, because I started feeling this is a family, right? And many of you would have started feeling that. So when you start feeling as a family, whatever you do, you right. Like Namanishta Prabhu, someone was telling, Sadhu Prabhu scolding so much, you're not upset. No, Prabhu himself told you, you're okay. I told, yes, Prabhu, if you don't scold only, I'll feel upset, Prabhu. I'll be thinking something I did wrong and you want to kick me out. He started laughing. The reason I'm telling you is when you start liking and respecting the person, you start believing that the person does something genuinely good for you. And this is something one of my friend told me. I told you, don't get angry with me. Very, very small. No, because you'll never get angry with someone whom you love. I could not believe that then, but now I feel which is very true. Because when you have a lot of respect, right, you'll never feel, you may still be upset, but you'll never get angry. Right? Because you know their bottom line is this, that they whatever they do is for your good. Right? When you get that feeling, you will know this is family. And that feeling of family is what you should inculcate, not within your family here, but with everybody. And that is why community is important. I tell why Mangalore congregation is very important, because this congregation gives you family. How many of you agree?
Of
How
course.
many of you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Mataji.
I can go to ISKCON Mangaluru and sit on the floor. Okay?
Yes,
I
Mataji.
can just sit on the floor. Nobody will even question. I just go. Nobody even cares. I had to take class. Shivatsa Prabhu told you can use my room. I did. Then suddenly, one morning, Danishi ma'am, both of us I went and sat on the floor. They said, okay, Prabhu comes running, opens conference room, sit here. Then Namisha Prabhu told, use this. Prabhu tells, use my laptop. I'm staring, I was feeling so uncomfortable. Prabhu said, office, I don't know, Prabhu, I didn't bring my laptop. He gave the laptop. I said, not for preaching, Prabhu, I'm talking about my office work. Use this. Prabhu, lend me an Apple laptop. Okay. And, I was taking that picture and showing. My daughter was making fun of me because my husband uses Apple laptop. With great difficulty, we will borrow for 10-15 minutes. Right. And now Mr. Prabhu, like he was so excited. My daughter was telling, oh, he gave you Apple laptop. Now you may tell Mataji, is Apple laptop not affordable? It's not about affordability. It's just about that feeling. You're getting my point. So somebody gives something. Lalita, I don't think I was telling, aap, couple of times. Then she told, chodo yaar. You can't get up. Tum only you tell. Na? So just tell tum. Don't even try. It's not coming in your mouth. I mean, when I was talking to her in Tamil, right? Don't even try. It's not coming. Okay, though technically she's supposed to be older than me. Priyadarshini, Mataji, I keep telling her, you're my great-granddaughter. Right? So when she calls me, I'll tell, what are you doing? You go do like this. You're talking too much. Keep quiet. Study. Like this only I talk. But the point is, nobody misunderstands. You know why? Because it's like family. Priyadarshini Mataji, Lalita Mataji, I hope you all agree. With great difficulty.
Yeah, I enjoy. No, no one can call me a great-granddaughter now. It's other way around, but still, when someone is calling, I feel proud. Yeah. I feel so
suddenly,
young,
And Mangala Mataji calls me, Mataji, I'll tell, I'll block your number. And Priyadarshini Mataji calls me, Mataji, I think somebody else has called me. After 2 minutes only, I understand, Acha, Priya, because many times I call her the way. And this is what going. Why? Because they don't misunderstand. Right? Suppose now in my family, I go and call my aunt by name, I'm finished. Gone, right? And same thing anywhere, because people, the way they see the connection here is the bonding. Congregation is palace. And Mohandas Prabhu, I keep telling, enough Prabhu, enough of being in the hospital, come out. I need a lot of work with you. What are you sitting there? Prabhu takes it in so much of spirit. Only thing is I get scared sometimes when I talk that I hope his wife is not around, but she'll be thinking, even in the hospital, you're torturing my husband, she'll not call me. Right? But somehow Prabhu has managed his wife also and all the women in this class also, hands off to Prabhu. And we keep torturing him, we keep doing him, and he is very cool, continuously trying to do a lot of seva for us and continues. Now coming back to it, why? Because unless we feel that connect, going to Goloka becomes difficult. Being in the class for 2 hours also will be difficult, right? So the perfection of human life is not by assuming things, but by connecting with, again, prasangam ajaram pasam. Satam prasangam mamavirya samvido, bhajanti hritkarna rasayana kada, tajoshanad a pavavarna vartmani, Shraddha Ratir Bhaktir Anukramishati. You will be telling, Mataji, this is applicable for pure devotee. Why are you giving lecture? The words are not mine, are from pure devotee. I'm only like how Sukha told, no? Of course, Sukha is a very pure devotee, but he says, it's just coming through discipline succession. So the words still carry a lot of weightage, right? So this is something which we should do. Here, 2 words are very important in this particular words, which is Srinam Asatinam, right? So Shrina means women. And Asatinam. Now, even if a person is a brahmachari, his inclination for women, especially for men, is supposed to be very high. Can't help. Same way, if not men, at least for child. How many people have said, somebody was joking, na, Mataji, you wish that you should have many children. Yeah, I love children. Right? The point is, this will put us, I'm not telling you not to love. I'm telling you the difference between Grahameti and Grasta. We should understand clearly. Every time when we are moving, we should do our Grasta life, but then we should understand we should not become Grahamedis. Is that clear? That's a point which I'm trying to tell.
Yes,
yeah?
Yes,
yeah. Prabhu, I think we have went past these verses. Can we go to 7 and 8? Someone read the 7th translation, please.
It's not
Although he is always
I'll read
born
Mataji.
such a fool
Go ahead.
always perform all kinds of mischievous activities with a hope which is never to be fulfilled in order to maintain his so-called family and society.
Okay, anxieties are always there. That is why once we fall in love with Krishna, our anxieties get shifted. How many of you before coming to Krishna conscious genuinely felt you are a very good person?
We felt.
Most of us felt, right? And genuinely not that you would have done anything vikarmic. But the fact is, after coming through Krishna conscious, we would have realized, achacho, these small things we have done could be really small. It could be that in a train, we would have not bothered about somebody old. Not because we don't care, it's because we would have been busy. right? We may be drinking water. We would have not bothered to offer it to somebody who's very thirsty. I'm just giving you small things, but we are considering ourselves good because we would have not snatched their water bottle. So we consider ourselves good. But after coming to Krishna conscious, there'll be a lot of things, right? So there was one very beautiful experience which I'm sharing. I won't reveal the name. There was one Mataji who messaged me telling that, Mataji, please forgive me. Okay, because I did a mental offense. So I did not understand. I was very curious not to know the mental offense, but rather to know that where I went wrong. Not that I'm perfect, but to know, right? So there's, remember, like one of the classes, if you remember, someone had to take and I took over and I obviously borrowed some 10 minutes. So Mataji was thinking, Arey, in my busy schedule, why is she wasting time? Something like that. So when I told my mom, she said, Arey, what did you do? Immediately she told me, what did you do that she felt so bad? I said, Ma, I didn't do anything. I don't even remember what I did. Why I'm telling you is like that, there will be small mistakes which we will do, which we will not know. Same way that Mataji was very sweet. I felt she was so elevated that genuinely I wasted her time. That is true. And probably not only her time, I wasted everybody's time that day because I wanted the 10 minutes to quickly, not freshen up from office, but to freshen up what to teach because I did not even know what verse was there. And the previous day also, I was not there. So, and that was a typical 2.5 hour session with your other trainings and all that going, I mean, other presentations going on. But the fact is, many times I wouldn't have realized. But the Mataji was so feeling apologetic. She also told that, Mataji, I just did not realize until I did puja and I could not even do a puja. I could not even remember the shlokas. I told Mataji, don't worry. If you scold me also, such things and all, I will not curse because I'm very clear. Whether, as I said, whether sweetly, I will hold your hand and take you. If not, I will take a stick or I will give knuckle hit or I will catch hold of the hair. But the end of the day is to push you or throw you inside the flight, right? That thought is very deep in my heart. So all this offense and all, I will not take. So coming back to it, the reason I told is many times both ways we don't understand what mistake we did not because we were vikarmic, but we never knew what is karma. What is karma? Prabhu, you can go to the next.
Any activities which we are doing, that is karma.
What is it? What is karma?
Any activities.
No. That is what we thought karma was before coming to Krishna conscious. What is karma?
Where we expected it, doing
I can't hear.
As deeds.
Activities as prescribed in Shastra is karma. Otherwise, it is vikarma. Once you come to Bhakti Vaibhav fast track, you cannot forget your school. Karma is as per Shastric activities, as defined in Shastra. Yes or no? Now you remember, no? Yeah, there I read. So, so family life full of politics. Not only in your family, even in work. Whomever you all told, my classic example is a housewife, right? So I had another friend of mine, not friend, I would say. We used to have a common get together. I was working in HSBC, so was she, and she was a clerical staff. I joined as an officer. She chose to be a clerical staff because she told me, I don't want to go back home late. I will be transferred. I don't want all that, right? So she stayed there. Now I too wanted to be a housewife, but then I welcomed promotion. Promotion, very good. Thank you. Congratulations. Oh, thank you so much. Let's celebrate. But then with every promotion, do you understand forget about spiritual life, even material life also is going to shorten. You will tell how I will have less time with my child. I will have less time with my family. I'll have more responsibility. My brain will be more allotted to that, right? She had a wiser decision with every penny in my pocket, which I knew, but I still willfully took it. Now, if I have to add spirituality to it, all the more worse. Both of us were not spiritual that way. Her motto was family, but even in that, I was so blind. So the point is, in the material world, we know this is going to invite trouble. We know it is distress, but we keep adding distress. How many of you agree? As promotion comes, our loads increase.
Yes, ma'am.
No doubt about it.
Before marriage, parents were gods. Friends and parents were ultimate. After marriage, very rarely we'll see the parents. We'll talk for 2 minutes. Men to can't even tell. After the child, husband also will forget.
Right.
This is a fact, right? With all grastas, because chuchu buchu and not only our child, every child we are attractive. right? The moment the child is there, women quickly will go and touch the child at least. How many of you agree? Any child. Okay, and we love other children more than our children. Men also love the children. The only thing men check is diaper. Child is wearing diaper, okay, I'll immediately carry. Right? So, and so that is a level of impermanent love we've had with the material stuff, right? So, and with that, we'll move to the next verse. So, yeah, Prabhu, next one. Yeah, go on to the 10th verse. Yeah. 9 and 10 you can do together. Both are very similar.
Okay, I'll read. I'll read.
Read 9 or 10, Mataji.
Both.
10, sir. He secures money by committing violence here and there, and although he employs it in the service of his family, he himself eats only a little portion of the food thus purchased, and he goes to hell for those for whom he earned the money in such an irregular way.
Very true, no? Do you agree? Like very little food he gets, right? And most of the time we work hard and we'll be so tired, we would not be able to even eat the food. We cook so much for the family, family, in-laws. We will not be able to eat only. Unethical may or may not be. Unethical may not be literally stealing or anything, but it could also be a slight amount of U-turn we do for paying tax and all that, right? So those kind of things also come under that. Sinful things we do, right? And don't think when you tell sinful, we may not be really vikarmic. That's what I'm telling you. But things which are not karmic also comes under the shade of vikarma. You understand? For example, Shastra says that we should feed 2 people before we do. We do that? We don't. Do you get what I'm saying? So all that if you start seeing, then you will see, Mataji, I thought I'm a good person. After you give me this list, no, even I felt like that. After reading Shastra, I felt, Arey, I am a very bad person. If you pin things, we may not be able to pin. But then if you boil things down, my God, we look like demons, right? In the mirror, our image becomes very dangerous. So that's the point. So typically, I don't know the Bengali proverb. If someone knows Bengali, you all can tell. That's in the 10th chapter. But the bottom line is, end of the day, we are again coming back to the same point. Sir Maya, Sir Krishna, choice is ours. 11th verse. Translation, please.
Hare Krishna. Translation. When he suffers reverses in his occupation, he tries again and again to improve himself. But when he is baffled in all attempts and is ruined, he accepts money from others because of excessive greed. Hare Krishna.
Same thing which I told, promotion. Again and again and again, go on, right? You may call it whatever, class, position, power. Even with that intention of being a housewife, I'm just telling you, I'm just accepting all promotions are like that. So you can imagine if that, like what you all told, is an ambition, then the person will be even more craving, right? So moral decline. If you do not intend to grow, your Pratyakshatmika will start working, which means that if you don't do chanting, if you do not have devotee association, you will not be here, you'll be degrading. Being here in spirituality means you're degrading. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing called constantly here. If you jump, no, can you be constantly in air? You can go to the next verse, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
When he suffers,
you will come down, right? You will fall down. Same in spirituality, you will automatically come down. You cannot be just in cloud 9 or cloud 11. You will have to completely, you will have the tendency to, there's nothing called steady unless you grow. Either you grow or you fall. There's no midway. I'm steadily practicing devotion. You can't steadily practice. You have to keep improving. Is that point clear?
Yes, Mataji.
Right? So if you feel I'm steady, then there's something wrong because we cannot be steady. It's like inflation. The money in the bank, finance people will understand. Maybe same 50,000, you don't take it out. But inflation adjusted return, the 50,000 will be coming down because the value of 50,000 today will be much lower. Because today 50,000, let's say, can buy you a iPad. After 5 years, you will not get for 50,000, you will get 1 lakh for 1 lakh. That means I can buy only half the iPad. So the same way, our sadhana, if you don't keep improving, it is like inflation. It keeps depreciating, right? So this is something suddenly I got in those terms. Yeah, we can move to the 11th. 11th we finished, na? Sorry. Yeah, 12th, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Seeing him unable, thus the unfortunate man, unsuccessful in maintaining his family members, is
benefit of all beauty. He always thinks of his failure, grieving very deeply. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much.
So what happens? He's always continuously thinking of family, relative. Why is he constantly thinking? End of the day, I'm not even able to move in the Veda base. Okay. They always start. So we just spoke about the flashback, right? After every misunderstanding, every fight, there's and especially people who have teenage boys and girls, of course, they are so rebellious, right? And yet we feel, acha, these are our children. Yes or no? Every time we keep thinking, oh my God, they are so horrible. But then we come back to the same point of repeating the same thing again and again. If the child is upset, we will again go back to the child and we'll agree also to the child. How many times we have gone and compromised only because of the fact that the child should not be displeased? Most of us do.
Right. Yes, Mataji.
Right. Even though we don't want to do it, right?
Yes.
Party, okay, we still do. Right. So because this is what it is, we are continuously, know that certain things are our failure, but we continue to do that things which are a failure. Move on to the next. Yeah. Translation.
Seeing him unable to support them, his wife and the others do not treat him with the same respect as before, even as miserly farmers do not accord the same treatment to the old and worn-out oxen.
So a farmer, once the ox is done, he will burn it or he will sell it, right? He will not even burn it, he will sell it, right? So coming back to it, same way, a man who's a vegetable, and most of the men who are retired have told me this. They said, the kind of respect I got when I was working is way too high. When you ask the women, they have a different reason. They don't tell, it's not just about money. It's also because he's a nuisance. It could be different reasons. I'm not getting into the reason, but right. And I remember COVID times, I know many of my friends who left their house and went and sat in their mother's house. They said, Appa, I can't manage this thing all through the day. And I said, how will they manage food? Let them struggle. Only then I know, hey, this is not the time. Right. But the reason I'm trying to tell you is, do you see there is disrespect to both sides? I'm not trying to be biased to any gender. Wife also disrespects husband. Husband also disrespects wife. But both of them stick to each other, which is how you should in the material world. But when I'm telling sticking to each other, I'm not talking about living or divorcing. I'm talking about the fact that at least then think that there is a home where there is welcome. We are being wanted there. And we are staying in this material world as an unwanted guest. If we don't get the thought in our head, we will continue to live here as if this is our palace. Just like Indra. Indra's story, you remember? What happened to Indra?
When he was cursed, and he was sent, and he became a pig, he was enjoying that life until Brahma came and reminded him and slapped him he refused to come back. He was slapped
one
and then
game. First slap. See, we are thinking slap and all is there in the Kali only. It's there early also. One slap. And he went back to it. So now you know that our time is immemorial. We should never forget. And what is very, very important in the current age is at any point in time, our attachment does not mean we should throw them out of our life. Old age, I think in Japan, I'm not sure, but there are places where they even kill, through poison.
Not in Japan, in other African countries, Mataji. They
African,
cook
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. What do they do? Inject, no?
They give poison. There is some parts, and in African they cook the body, and then they eat. They fast. It's like a feast. All the grandparents are killed.
Hari, my God. So you can imagine how they do this, and that's a very horrible thought, right? And so many times when they say you should leave and go, it's not that the parents have to leave and go. It means mentally at least detach yourself. Go to spirituality, tell the children, grandchildren, at least you will be able to get the next generation, which we have missed in our generation, right? Our next generation at least will move out spiritually. Prabhu, the next one. Prabhu, how many verses? 15 or 16?
16.
Okay. Somebody says 14.
The foolish family man does not become averse to family life, although he is maintained by those who he once maintained. Deformed by influence of old age, he prepares himself to meet ultimate death.
So basically, his home is just like, right? What happens? Everybody neglects. Even a dog is treated very well now. I noticed from Super Tales, right? I have a cat, and there was a parcel which I didn't open, and today I just opened it. And they had sent a birthday wish for my cat for a month before, which I don't even remember. But the point what they are trying to connect is they are trying to bring that feeling that the pet owner will start loving. They celebrate birthday. They gave a glass. They sent a happy birthday, which really I love. I was not mocking. I felt the thought was nice. While Namanishta Prabhu, I was telling that all the leaders here, Bhakti Vriksha, I said they should get connected. That the first thing I told to implement in Bhakti Vriksha is wish them for the birthday. Then Namanishta Prabhu added by telling, yes, not only wish, but carry a cake, use it as a birthday celebration. They'll feel so fine, so enjoyable, right? Connecting to people. But the fact why I'm bringing this here is, even today, even cats and dogs are treated well. Imagine somebody, in the sense a company has sent, of course it's for the advertisement, but still have sent, remembered the date of birth, captured and sent a birthday, some, what do you call, the goodies for my cat. But if you see a grandfather or grandmother's birthday, we barely remember. So that is the fate of Kali Yuga now. So it's even worse in Kali Yuga, right? This takes us back to Vidura. What was Vidura preaching to whom?
Krishna consciousness.
To whom? Dhritarashtra. Very nice. Dhritarashtra. Prabhu, next slide. Yeah, please go ahead and read the next verse.
Thus he remains at home just like a pet dog and eats whatever is so negligently given to him. Afflicted with many illness, such as dyspepsia and the loss of appetite, he eats only very small morsels of food and he becomes an invalid who cannot walk anymore.
So typically he is treated badly. He is also suffering badly, both ways, right? Bodily. Adi Atmika is also bad. Adi Bhaudika is also bad. And then still he wants to stick to it. And now this is the biggest challenge, right? Prabhu 16th verse. So all kinds of, if you see the verse, Dhritarashtra's conversation, it's so much in detail. What happens? He talks about Guru sound and all that is going to come in the 16th verse. Yes, Prabhu.
In that diseased condition, one's eyes bulge due to the pressure of air from within, and his glands become congested with mucus. He has difficulty breathing. And upon exhaling and inhaling, it produces a sound like gura gura, a rattling within the throat. Hare Krishna? Yeah.
Yes. So you can imagine, with all this, do you want to even live? Prabhu, you can stop scaring. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vijay, Srila Prabhupada Vijay, Namacharya Haridas Thakur Vijay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Horror movie is tomorrow. So watch the horror movie tomorrow, which talks the rest. So thank you so much. And before that, Prabhu, how many presentations we have? 1 or 2?
There's 2, Mataji.
Okay. Can I take 10 minutes to tell the story because I've been promising them, or you want to move to presentations? I leave both. What do you
Yes, you can.
Bro,
we need 20 minutes. We need 20 minutes before closing.
Don't worry. We will not close the session even if my session extends beyond 10. But don't worry.
We will have presentation tomorrow, Mataji.
Yeah, we can do tomorrow. There is no rush.
Yeah.
No. We will do the presentation today. Prabhu has been
because
waiting.
you know the chapters, no, Mataji. We are still in 30. So we are about to finish. The chapters are not finished. Presentation is being finished. So we have time.
So we can wait, yeah.
Oh, so then we should hold, right? We are on 31st chapter presentation.
Yes. So
Prabhu, then just hold. Is that okay? Prabhu? Can we postpone the presentation?
Yes.
Because
we will have
tomorrow.
We'll do it after the chapter. So
not tomorrow. We can have later because I have service at
Yes. We are very lucky.
So
we are very lucky.
Pick it later on sometime.
No, we will do it on Monday. We'll do it Monday,
Yes.
No problem. So then time for story?
Okay.
Yes. Haribo.
Anytime.
Yes. This is I really enjoyed this story. So I wanted to tell you all. So let me just start. Paraphernalia, today I'm going to talk about something which every day you all use. I was just expecting someone to tell tilak, sandalwood. And Padma Mataji actually used the word tilak. Actually, I did not mean tilak, I meant sandalwood, but at least tilak was close, and she messaged and I said, it is within that, and she left that and she was guessing the other things. Now coming back to the main thing, right? Sorry, just 1 second. So, Hare Krishna. So the most important thing and the discussion purpose of the paraphernalia, there is one story. Today, we will be talking about Chandan, which is sandalwood. But the core is not just because we are wearing tilak, it is also because when we go to Goloka Vrindavan, right? We are talking about we using tilak every day. And every day we use tilak, sometime as ritual. And sometime we know that the tilak is a representative of Lord, so that when someone sees, one way is it's a protection for us and all that. But how does this sandalwood play a very vital role in the life of Goloka Vrindavan? Now you'll be telling, how does it matter? How does it really matter? How does it matter or not? For that, we have to listen to the story, because when I heard, when I read, when I gathered information about this, I just realized that sandalwood plays a very important role, right? So sandalwood, we are talking about Malaya Hills, and still the Malaya Hill today has only rubber, but still it is known for sandalwood. So a particular thing which is very costly then is still costly today and is available in various color, right? It's called Rakta, which is red color, even white color sandalwood. You know, our creamish yellow color sandalwood, various color sandalwoods are there. Each of them play a vital role. So let's start with the mother. So when I say mother, Yashoda Mai, how does she use sandalwood? So we will see each character, how Krishna is greeted with the sandalwood, right? Now, Yashoda Mai, when all the gopis and gopas go, right? So they used to go very nicely to the, for the cows and all that. When they come back, obviously, they have a tiring day and, they will be, Krishna never stinks, but Yashoda Mai and Rohini Ma used to know, will be thinking that Krishna and Balaram must be very tired. And, obviously they'll be sweating and all that. So what we will do is, entire street, they used to sprinkle sandalwood, right? So they used to sprinkle sandalwood so that this sandalwood will give a nice breeze and make them feel fresh. So sandalwood, what we think keeps us cool, is all we know in the heat, right? Now, Yashoda Mai used to, not only Yashoda Mai, everybody in Vrindavan used to use sandalwood 24/7, 365 days, because there is only half truth we know. The truth is, summer sandalwood keeps us cool. But sandalwood has a very unique quality. You know what? In winter, sandalwood keeps you warm. If you've not tried, try. The actual pure sandalwood keeps you cool during summer and warm during winter. So this is a beauty. Okay, this is one story of how Rohini and Yashoda Mai welcomed Krishna Balaram back home by spraying the sandalwood water. Now, do you know that return gifts? We were all thinking that Shaken started, in London, and same way Tappat also started in some place and all that, right? But we saw that Tappat started where we just heard the story of one tight slab where Brahma gave to Indra and dragged them up. Same way his first Shaken was from Krishna to Lord Brahma. Likewise, we will be thinking first return gift from where it came, right? So first return gift concept was started by Yashoda Mai. Real? Yes. Yashoda Mai started every time during the birthday of Krishna Balaram. Hare, 15 days apart. But still both of them celebrated it most of the time together, right? Sometimes, of course, Balaram had a separate occasion, but both were treated in a similar way. So Balaram's birthday also, Krishna will have new dress, return gifts will be given. Krishna's birthday also, Balaram will get new dress and treatment used to be same. Now what used to happen is return gifts, what was given as return gifts? Not sandalwood, but close to it. Any guesses? What was given as return gift?
Gopi Chandan.
See, that is what we will give, because we are devotees with pocket. Pocket means that with small pocket. Yashoda Mai has very big pocket. So she used to gift what? She used to give perfumes. So you'll be asking how perfumes? Yes. So there was a particular combination in which a perfume will be made. It was we have this, right? Ounce. 1 ounce of camphor. Okay, now 2 ounces of, there was something called saffron, that red saffron, right? And along with that, they used to put 3 ounces of agru. There's something called agru, and 4 ounces of sandalwood, right? Agru along with musk. This was a combination. So with 4, she used to do in a nice way. These were all oils. Current day also people use perfume, which is alcohol. That is not only bad for the skin and the smell, it is also bad for everyone around. But those days, the oils which are used, currently they used even for the DT. So she used to give this return gift to everyone and they used to flock around for return gift. Now you'll be asking, Mataji, what is the big difference? Even now we flock around for return gift. The motto was different. This is a perfume which she gave was actually the smell of Krishna, which she used to spray in the morning for Krishna Balaram. So all the Gopas used to stand not to get the return gift, but to get that perfume because they could always relish the smell of Krishna even in his absence. So the love for Krishna Balaram was so high that they used to love it. Now in this shy feeling, Radha Rani will be staring but not be able to come. So Yashoda Mai used to be so sweet that she will always spend a special big bottle to Radha Rani because Radha Rani can retain this throughout. Now, this is called the Gandha. The perfume which Krishna used was called the Sugandha. Krishna used was Gandha and Radha Rani used was Sugandha. Sugandha was too strong. Now, why Radha Rani used it so strong is because it is the same perfume which she used to use literally everywhere. When she's taking bath, before bath, after bath, because she used to relish Krishna's smell. Now, what impact this had? Now, Krishna is also wearing this perfume, but with the reaction of Radha Rani and with her dress waving around, the aroma which carried from there included rose petals and gave a different sting to Krishna. So much that Krishna, who could actually beat even the yogis, right? So in the meditation, fell for Radharani. So now we know the connect. We saw Yashodamai. Now with Radharani, we saw this. Do you think the story with Radharani ends so less? No, the story still continues. The story continues where now Radharani used to use white sandalwood. Why? Because Radharani used to have a lot of effulgence in her body, right? So because of that, Radhama, what she used to do is she used to put white sandalwood and go in moonlight and so that she would be less visible. So obviously she will go secretly to meet Krishna. And when Krishna sees, do you like it being less visible? Krishna wants bright, shining Radharani, right? At that time, there is a new person who is going to be here. So there is one person who does a very important seva. And that person, I am going to tell only at the end. Now, again, the chat is open. Who is this person who is waiting there with sandalwood? That you're going to type. Okay. Meanwhile, I will proceed with the rest of the story. So I repeat, Radharani is going to meet Krishna in Vrindavan, but she will paint herself with white sandalwood to give a very dull effect, right? Otherwise, everybody will catch her. But to just bring her complexion back, there will be somebody who will be waiting to paint both of them back in sandalwood. Who is that someone is what you're going to type. Now, going on to the third thing, friends, you will be telling, Mataji, you spoke about the mother, you spoke about the gopi, of which the topmost is Radharani. Not only that, even gopis, every time they used to come and they used to smear sandalwood on them. And this will connect you to the Kubja story. So if you remember Kubja, right, when her main job was to make sandalwood. The moment Krishna Balaram asked, she gave sandalwood. And we hear it as one chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam and one chapter, of course, in Krishna book. And Krishna gave his life, right? So we never thought the sandalwood played such a main role for Krishna. See, he fell for Radharani, right? Because of the sandalwood. Let's see what and all Krishna listens to, right? So Krishna's dresses, his richness, everything will be taken care by, obviously, Yashodamai, Rohinima, and also a lot of maids for Krishna because he is the king, right? So what happens at that time is to keep the sandalwood, that profile, that job alone, Gopas have taken. So Gopas tell that no matter whoever dresses Krishna, we will only dress Krishna. We will only keep the tilak for Krishna. So some of them say that tilak, when they used to keep, each day used to be decorative. And one time they say that they'll keep a very long tilak. But it will be like parallel, straight line and so beautiful. Do you think they'll stop there? No. They also dress Krishna. I mean, they also, they will, color Krishna. They will paint Krishna with sandalwood. They will love to decorate Krishna with sandalwood. So Gopa's role with sandalwood is just not the tilak and go. They used to spend so much time. Now, what will gopis do? The gopis will come and tell Gopa, this time this is not good, and they will adjust. Every day they will adjust. Not once they told this is right. They will always adjust. You know why? Not because the tilak was wrong. It is just that gopis wanted to touch Krishna Balaram, mainly Krishna. So they used to come and help Balaram and tell Balaram that yours is perfect, but Krishna's tilak is wrong. Every time Gopas will be very confused. What is this? Same model both are, because Gopas really relished playing with Krishna. So they will, every time the gopis will go as if they are correcting the tilak, they used to go and meddle with Krishna. Right? So now we saw the good story, right? Gopas, gopis, and perfume, return gifts of Yashoda Mai. You think the story ends there? So we saw now Kubja. Now you understand the flashback of Kubja. For just a sandalwood, it is not just a sandalwood. Now, how many of you would have felt, I did a mistake for Krishna, I've done a mistake, I should have never come to the material world? Do you all feel that? I did a major mistake, I've like really goofed up. If I can really make up, anyone feels like, is there any way I can make up for the mistake of leaving Krishna and coming? I'll go back to Krishna, I'll do something. Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Right? Given a chance. So that chance we will get to know now. I will tell you one story of someone who made up. This is Kalia. So you'll be thinking, what? Kalia and Chandan? Contradictory, right? So what happens is, Kalia is, obviously we know the story of Kalia. So I'm going to keep that long story short by what Krishna danced. While Krishna danced, Kalia was releasing poison, right? It did not affect Krishna, but still in the dance and the heat, seeing the gopis suffering, not because of the poison of the Kalia, but in the shore, he saw that gopis were struggling. He saw Balram was managing the whole crowd. Krishna always feels, he's so compassionate. He felt a little sad. Because of the sadness of the devotees, his body became very hot. It was burning because he was not able to see the struggle of the mother, everyone. Though he was dancing there, that's a different story. Krishna can do both, the Bhavas can come, right? Multi-Bhava. So he is struggling, and now Kalia surrenders, right? Why did he spare Kalia? Now Kalia and the Naga Patinis are telling Krishna, Krishna, now you're burning up. Krishna said yes. And you know, Krishna is smart. He says, what to do? So much poison, na? So they said, you know, let us make you cool. And Kalia says, I want to apply sandalwood in your entire body. Krishna says, no, I'm okay, I have to go back. You know, applying to the entire body will take time. But Nagapatini say that, you know, you are our devotee. You have to give us that time. And Kalia says, when you've forgiven me, you have to give that time. For Krishna is thinking, yeah, I've committed. What to do? Whatever promise he gives now he is told in Bhagavad Gita also, Kaunteya prati janeti namo bhakti praneshati. I have given a promise, I have to also keep up to the wish of the devotee. No, whatever the devotee wishes, Krishna will say tadakshu. So he is sitting, he says, okay. So now they take a long time, which is why the Kalya Nadanam took more time, not just that thing. We were wondering, Krishna went down and never came up. Why? Because we were thinking not only we, Vrindavan Pivasis knew, we were thinking, oh my God, what happened to Krishna? But they never knew that after that, they had this unity family meeting with sandalwood, and they were actually trying to paint Krishna so slowly with sandalwood paste so that they could spend more time. Now, if, this Kalia, is a poison, if he could make up for his fault by painting Krishna with sandalwood, any one of us who feels, and I'm sure all of us will feel, the pain of leaving Krishna, and if you can really make up, remember that this is a very beautiful seva. So first thing, when we go to Goloka Vrindavan, we don't have to carry from home. The moment we are all under the Kalpa Vriksha trees, we will get free sandalwood there. No need to pay also, na? So we can paint Krishna with sandalwood. Bumper offer. One is we will make up for what mistake we did. Second thing, it will be a nice chance to touch Krishna all over, right? So now every time you touch and keep your sandalwood, remember that this sandalwood is what maybe your first seva. You'll be asking, how does it matter? Why are you interested? Why are you telling us all this? Yes, because when you go to Goloka, we should have a sample of Goloka, right? So not only that, there are two important rules. Kali Yuga, we are all burning up with anxiety. We just saw. Kali Yuga itself is a world, Dukalayam Ashashvatam. So the cooling effect, Bhakti Vinoda Thakur says, the cooling effect of sandalwood will be received by us if we chant the holy names of Krishna or if we speak about the glories of Krishna. So this is the beauty of sandalwood. So now you'll be asking, who told about the perfume of Radharani? Pramonanda Saraswati had given us that information also. So everybody is there. So now there is two pieces which are missing, right, in the story. Remember the story which I was talking about, the couple in the forest, right? Before I come there, of course, the answer was given to us by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But before that, all those who are Brahminical initiated know this word. But even if you don't know the word, I will just tell you that word. I can't tell the shloka completely. There is a word called the we have various Gayatri mantras, and in that there is one mantra called the Kama Gayatri. In that there is a word called Kama Devaya. So in that Kama Devaya, Ka talks about Krishna's face. Ma, his cheek, one cheek. De is his other cheek. Va represents Krishna's, we're talking about the tilak, that tilak, right? And of course, Ya talks about overall his beauty and everything put together. So coming back to the most important thing, right? So we are talking about whenever you are thinking of Kamadeva, remember the Va represents the Chandan, the tilak, Chandan tilak, which Krishna is wearing where in Vrindavan. And that when you're, especially the Brahminical initiated people, the second initiated, that is all the Brahmins, whoever are doing the Sandhya Aarti, remember in Kama Devaya, the Va represents the tilak, the Chandan tilak, and that's the most important thing. So every time when we are currently doing it as a ritual. Now with each syllable, if we can relate Krishna, there'll be so much of spirit behind the ritual as well. Now nobody guessed. Is there a chat? Is there any answer which has come? Oh, there are a lot of answers which have come, but does any one answer talk about who did Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur talk about having met? Oh, lovely. So sorry. Tulsi Devi, Uddhava, wow. So many answers are there. Chitralekha, Lalita Sakhi, Paurnamasi, all these guesses are beautiful. But even more beautiful is one person who met them. When I tell wow, you will tell. It is Ananga Manjari. Ananga Manjari is none other than Balaram, who serves in all 5 rasas. Ananga Manjari is the sister of Srimadi Radha Rani, who actually welcomes the couple and fully paints them with sandalwood paste. And main role of Ananga Manjari is sandalwood. So Ananga Manjari, not only here, Ananga Manjari is none other than, if I go back to our Goswamis, does anyone know who's Ananga Manjari? Which Goswami? I've told this as well. You all can unmute and tell. Which Goswami is Ananga Manjari?
Goswami.
Huh?
Goswami.
Gopala Bhatta Goswami. Gopala Bhatta Goswami. Rupa Manjari is Rupa Goswami. Gopala Bhatta Goswami is Ananga Manjari. And if you relate the story, you will see Gopala Bhatta Goswami also trying to, bring sandalwood. You can see how every dot is connected. Kubja story of sandalwood to Gopi story. It is connecting. You're talking about the Ananga Manjari who brings Chandan. The same Ananga Manjari who is actually painting is Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who also takes Shaligram and every day he used to offer Chandan to the Shaligram. So now you see how
Radha.
Yes. Who obviously those DTs turned out to be? Whom? Remember the DT turns, the Shaligram turns out to be the
Radharaman.
Very nice, very bold. So the Chandan DT turned out. So you can relate now. Ananga Manjari painted Radha Ramanan. Obviously Krishna and Radha Rani, the painting over there paints as Saligramam turns out to be the DT. So now by Chandan is not just Chandan, but Chandan is Chandan, which is sandalwood. And just like the beauty of Malaya Hills, as we talk the glories of the Lord, we will experience all this. So everything, Gopa, Gopi, every one of them, Kaliya, Ananga Manjari, perfume, streets, everyone are talking about sandalwood. So sandalwood is not just sandalwood. Acharya still use, it talks about the sandalwood oil, which is a natural perfume. They used to add a lot of things, rose and all that. And remember, this probably is our seva. And why are we talking about this is because Goloka Vrindavan, we should know a sample of what we can do. And this is a sample of how we can do, how we can relish, how Krishna will relish. And every day when we are applying tilak, now just don't forget this paraphernalia may be our biggest seva and a biggest request. Yes?
Mataji, I think,
Thank you so much.
Saligram into DT, I think it is Radha Damodar, no? Saligram into DT. In Radha Damodar temple, they explain that actually. They say Saligram became DT in the cradle.
Radha Damodar is different, no, Mataji, because Radha Damodar is a different, it's more from the Damodar Leela.
Yes, Mataji. I'd been to the temple there, no? They explained, they gave me photo also of that actually. There's a Saligram in my photo. They said it became a DT. If I'm
That
right.
is when they send for the this thing to bring the sandalwoods from Puri to Puri. That time
Because
it was
Gopala,
to
one second,
apply-
Mataji. See, Gopala Bhatta Goswami Shaligram, which changed to a DT, is Radha Ramanan. That I know for sure. I am not sure of the Damodar Shaligram. That may be another thing which I'm sorry, I don't want to comment because I don't know. But what I know for a fact is Radha Ramanan DT is Saligram. Let me try and see if I can see a picture of that. Just one second.
I have at home, Mataji. At home. Pick when they
Yes,
gave
yes,
me.
Mataji. When Gopal Bhatta, he desired to dress the DT as others were doing. That time the Saligram changed into Radharam.
Yeah, because he was missing dressing up the Saligram.
Yes.
So the
Yes.
DT, yeah. See, let me just show you the picture.
It's a nice picture like this. The eyes.
I'm also trying to open the picture. Just one second. I opened and I closed. So the reason I'm saying is this one I know, Mataji, Gopala Bhatta Goswami. I'll tell you why, because I was Ananga Manjari, Balaram, more of a fantasy for me. So Bhakti is there or not, fantasy will follow, no?
Mataji, Ananga Manjari is Balaram, then how is he Gopal Bhatt Goswami also?
See, that is the beauty, na? Balaram, Ananga Manjari is not Balaram. Balaram is Ananga Manjari. Balaram serves as Ananga Manjari in the Leela, right? So let me just explain that to you. Just give me 1 second. I'll just take the picture of, yeah. So let me just answer your doubt in just 1 second. Yeah, so we are talking, I'll just show you the picture of Radha Raman. I'm sure you all would have seen, but it is just out of my own interest I'm doing this. Right, so if you see, he was originally Saligram. He got a lot of Saligrams, and Gopala got Goswami story. I don't want to get in depth. Now he is the cute fellow who was a Saligram, and obviously Saligram he can't put mukut and dress like this, right? So he feels bad when when he receives a lot of jewelry. And long story short, so when he prays that can't I dress you, he takes this particular form. Now coming back to Balaram, Balaram is someone who serves Krishna in all 5 rasas. He's the only one, and he can be the only one to serve Krishna in 5 rasas. Nobody else can do. Shantarasa, Dasyarata, Sakyarasa, all 3 we know. Vatsalya rasa is Balaram himself. Sometimes he takes control. No, you should not do this, Krishna. That is why sometimes you'll see Nityananda also will take control over Chaitanya sometime. Right? He will tell you can't do this. He will break the danda and all that. That Vatsalya Bhav will come. Now, Madhurya Rasa, he serves as Ananga Manjari. So there is a beautiful pastime where Ananga Manjari will meet Krishna, spend some time with Krishna, and typically Ananga Manjaris are 5-6, but Ananga Manjari, I read one lecture from Prabhupada's direct disciple who said that about 12 years or so. Right, so there are very intimate pastimes with Ananga Manjari and Krishna. Now, Ananga Manjari is the younger sister of Radharani. Now, your doubt is how can they do multiple roles? When Arjuna can take the role of, Ramananda Rai, who's a Jiva Tattva, right? Because obviously Jiva Tattva, but not a conditioned soul, who's a spiritual soul. Why can't Balaram do that? Balaram does multiple roles, multiple times. He is serving Krishna in 11 things. It's there in Srimad Bhagavatam 10 canto. Krishna's bed as Ananta Shesha, his thread, his umbrella, his Makara Kundala also. So that is why if you see Damodar Ashtakam, they say he can't resist. So he will kiss. Krishna, because again that Vatsalya Bhav will suddenly come, even though in Shantarasa, right? And he will be literally everything. The spiritual world and the material world is Balaram. This is one, which might be difficult for us to reconcile, but that is what it is. Balaram also is there in Goloka Vrindavan, and also Nityananda is Balaram. Also, Balaram is taking care of the earth, right? He's holding the Jiva Shakti of Balaram, which is one of the Amsa, is holding Ananta Shesh. And that one, right, is holding the earth, right, on its hoop. And the annihilation is taken care by him. And Sankarshana, we are talking about, right? The same spends as Ananga Manjari. If you see, during the Rasa dance, only Ananga Manjari will be there. Balaram will not be present. Because obviously Krishna will, with due respects to the brother, Krishna does not take Balaram in all areas. For that matter, even during Kaliya Natanam, he does not take Balaram, right? Because obviously they say there's a connection with the snake, so he does not take the various reasons which acharyas have told, but there are some times where Balaram is a little bit not left but there. So that time you think Balaram will leave Krishna, so he still serves in different form, right from the child till the end. Balaram is always there. Now Ananga Manjari's expansion is Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who comes to the material world, because remember Balaram is Adi Guru. Bro, the Balaram will not only come to take our flight off, he's also come as Gopala Bhatta Goswami to actually teach us a lot of things to take us back to the spiritual world. So one of the 6 prominent Goswamis is Gopala Bhatta Goswami. So they say, right, Guru inside, Chaitya Guru, as well as outside. So if there is this session and the story and you people are relishing, it is not just our interest, it is because Balaram has told this Radhika Dasi needs a lot of students, only then she will tell the story. And she will experience that sandalwood chillness along with my AC chillness, that apart, with students around only then she'll get to speak. So all this put together is Balram's role. Hare Krishna. Is this clear?
Where did Mataji, from where did Radhika Rani get so much of information?
Huh?
Radhika Dasi, she gets all this, was she there at that time?
Radhika, you're talking about Radha Rani was there.
No,
I was not there.
No, you.
Mataji,
You
if I
only.
was there at that time, I won't be here only. No, I am very, very fallen soul with stick to send you people to Goloka Vrindavan. That I'm very clear.
No, you are
really,
sent. You're sent to
I'm
serve us,
intrigued what you have,
Mataji, when you said you won't be here, Mataji, when you said you won't be here, I felt you mentioned that you'll be
Yes,
going
you're
back
sent
home,
to
back to
serve us.
Godhead. And Mataji, when you were saying that, no, I was thinking I'm going to tell you, please, Mataji, take us also along with you. We are,
No, I'm very clear. No, I
we are
think you
not
forgot.
eligible, but still, Mataji.
No. See, nobody is eligible, but I'm very clear. No, see, we have this recommendation and all, and I think Priyadashini Mataji wrote a very beautiful birthday message. I'll never forget that. When I have time next time, I'll read that message. I think I've read it for all my friends. One of the best birthday gifts I have got, which is a very beautiful message which she did. So if your interest is, how do I know this much? I think it is there. It's like your brain receives what you like, right? So I think I have this natural craze for my bro, Balaram Dahu. So with that, wherever the knots are coming, the little more extended is Janavi Devi, Nityananda. Now this will confuse our Vrindavaneshwari Mataji more. Janavi Devi, who is Balaram's, Nityananda Prabhu's wife, is again an expansion of Ananga Manjari, which is why Janavi Devi also will serve sandalwood. Because there is a sandalwood, I thought I will connect. So sandalwood carries itself in so many places. The Swayam, the Rupa, and by the way, Balaram also serves as sandalwood. I forgot that. That's the main thing I should have started. So every single place, sandalwood place, and also playing, right? When they get angry, we throw mud at each other, right? So Balaram and Krishna will throw sandalwood powder at each other, and sandalwood paste they rub at each other. Now all this, when they are playing, when you go in middle, you will also get pasted with sandalwood, right? So all this will happen in Goloka. So please don't come back, don't call me and complain. See, Mataji, they put so much of sandalwood on me. I can't help it. I'm giving you all clear warnings, clear information, so there will be no future complaints. Is that okay?
Your identity is intriguing.
Every day we give sandalwood paste.
Your identity is intriguing, Radhika. Who are you?
Taking the teacher role, na? So tomorrow complaint, I'm just trying to be very careful. Complaint should not come. So I'm trying to do the complaint management. Hare Krishna. Karmi, na? So can think only from that angle. Hare Krishna.
We enjoyed.
Yeah. Please enjoy. And my only wish is every time you take that little sandalwood, remember sandalwood is just not the tilak, but there is more to it. And remember, you will also soon be pasting Krishna with sandalwood, pasting Radharani with sandalwood, pasting, Balaram with sandalwood. And who knows, just like Holi, we will all have a sandalwood party. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol,
Don't forget to take
Mataji.
pictures.
Yeah.
Hari Bol,
You
Mataji. Thank you,
can go to sleep now.
Mataji.
Nice
Mataji,
bedtime story
we
you told us.
offer, no, we offer sandalwood
We offer
paste
sandalwood.
every day.
We offer every day. We offer every day.
Mataji, we all offer every day. But how many of us offer with a
Every
spirit?
day.
How many of us offer as a ritual? I offer as a ritual. At least I offer as a ritual. I don't want you all to do it as a ritual. I wanted you all to have the spirit behind this.
I want
so
Krishna
that
to feel very cold because it's very hot. So to
if
cool
Krishna feels
him,
cold, we also feel
that's
nice.
the feeling I give him.
Very nice. I'm so happy of having the spirit. I don't have, which is why I'm
With
very
that
much
feeling.
interested to learn, because all those who have the spirit behind it, I hope the learning of mine helps you to increase your spirit and go back fast to Goloka Vrindavan. Yeah? Go
We
back
will
fast.
go together.
I'm not reducing your time span. I'm
Fast
only
track,
telling
like fast
in this
track.
life. In this life. I meant in this life. Yeah. Fast track means this life should be your last life, and board the plane which Balaram has kept for us and separately take us. Right? So take care, and I hope you all enjoy the sandalwood party in your dream. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Mohandas
Hari Bol,
Prabhuji, I
thank
just
you.
wanted to
Beautiful
know.
story, wonderful story, wonderful.